Welcome back to Wrestling Flash. In this WWE and all things wrestling video, we are going to look at 5 worst crimes that Randy Orton has committed on WWE TV. Randy Orton has been one of the best heels on WWE TV for 2 decades, and in that time his character has racked up quite the criminal record. The former world champion has been known to step outside the law when needed. He has taken vengeance in some of the most gruesome and imaginative ways over the years. This week, WWE will be celebrating 20 years of the Viper. It's only fitting that we look back at some of the biggest crimes he has committed in that time. Number 5. Assaulted several WWE legends whilst wearing night vision goggles. September 2020. Randy Orton was known as the Legend Killer for a brief period of his career where he would target legends to make a name for himself. The former champion opted to bring the character back in 2020 after Edge was sidelined following their match at Backlash. Orton attacked Christian, Ric Flair, and several others backstage when he was able to find them in the Legends Lounge. Given that several of these stars were unable to bump, WWE found an inventive way of following through on the angle. Orton was able to sneak into the room with night vision goggles before turning off the light and going about what he was there to do. This played into his feud with Drew McIntyre, which saw Orton lift the World Championship for the 14th time at Hell in a Cell. Number 4. Tried to burn John Cena alive with pyros. Bragging rights. 2009. John Cena and Randy Orton are considered to be the greatest wrestlers of the last generation, and together the two men have gone to war numerous times. Their rivalries have become personal on several occasions, and at one point even included John Cena's father, who was at ringside watching the match. Both men have noted that they have respect for one another inside and outside the ring, but would go to any length to win a match. The two men collided at Bragging Rights back in 2009 in a 60-minute Iron Man match. The duo pushed to new heights in order to get the win. Orton even tried to burn John Cena alive when he dragged him to the center of the ramp and unleashed flaming pyros. In the end, it was Cena who picked up the win after Orton was forced to tap to the STF. Number 3. Burned down Bray Wyatt's family compound. February 2017. Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton were once close friends and tag team champions. Orton was seen as a member of the Wyatt family until he won the 2017 Royal Rumble, and Bray Wyatt was able to lift the WWE Championship, despite claiming that he wouldn't go after Wyatt's title. That's exactly what the Viper did. After announcing that he would be challenging Wyatt for the title at the biggest show of the year back in 2017, Orton made sure he sent a clear message to his former friend when he doused his family shack in petrol before lighting a match and watching it burn. The Viper would go on to win the match at the Show of Shows. Both men would continue their feud a few years down the road. Number 2. Burnt The Undertaker alive whilst inside his casket. No Mercy. 2005. Randy Orton and The Undertaker have had some famous collisions over the year, but none more so than No Mercy back in 2005 when their entire rivalry came to a head. With the help of his father, Orton was able to win the handicap casket match against the Deadman. He proceeded to lock Taker in a casket, dousing it in petrol and setting it alight. Many believe that the Phantom wouldn't return following the assault at the hands of the Ortons. Luckily, he survived the attack and wrestled all the way until 2020. Number 1. Randy Orton burnt Bray Wyatt alive. TLC 2020. Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt were able to rekindle their feud when Wyatt debuted as The Fiend back in 2019. He was able to go through several legends but was stopped in his tracks by Orton. The former world champion collided with Wyatt at TLC back in 2020 in a Firefly Funhouse Inferno match, which meant that one of the men had to be set alight in order to win. Wyatt was set on fire to end the match, but Orton didn't stop at that. He decided to douse his rival in petrol and allow him to burn as the show ended. The Fiend was then away from TV for several months before returning to face Randy Orton at WrestleMania in another losing effort. Which one of these was your favorite Randy Orton moment?